All right, today we're talking about a warship that's got a name and a story. A name that isn't just a bunch of letters painted on the side of a hull, but a real, honest-to-goodness legend. We're going to explore how an ancient, almost mythical weapon became the namesake for one of the most advanced pieces of naval hardware out there. This is the story of the INS Tabar.
So, you gotta ask, right? What even is a Tabar? That name, that's our key to this whole thing. It's not just some random call sign the Navy pulled out of a hat. No, this word is absolutely loaded with history, mythology, and, you guessed it, a ton of power.
And this really breaks it down, doesn't it? You've got this incredible tale of two axes. On the one side, you have the legend, a mythical battle axe, supposedly wielded by a warrior sage. Think divine weapon. Then you look at the other side, and you've got the legacy, a sleek, modern stealth frigate. This thing is one of the sharpest, most capable tools in the Indian Navy's entire toolbox.
So if we really want to get what this ship is all about, we have to start with its name. And for that, we're taking a trip way, way back, deep into Indian mythology. We need to talk about a warrior sage named Parashuram, and his, you guessed it, his legendary axe. And the legend? Oh, it's absolutely epic. The story goes that Parashuram, this warrior sage, hurled his axe, his tabar, into the sea, and he threw it with so much force, the ocean literally receded, pulling back to create the land that we now know as Kerala. I mean, think about that. It's a story about pure creation, about immense power, about literally shaping the world. Okay, so how on earth do you build a ship that can live up to a name like that? A name that's all about creating land from the sea? Well, let's pivot from the ancient myth to the modern machine. Let's see how this warship actually carries that legendary weight today. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the hardware. So the INS Tabar is what's known as a Talwar-class frigate. It was actually built in Russia and officially joined the Indian Navy on April 19, 2004. We're talking about a ship that displaces around 4,000 tons, so it's a pretty hefty piece of kit. And a really key thing about the Talwar-class is its design. It's built for stealth. This makes it a whole lot tougher for enemy radar to get a lock on it. And that stealth capability, it's absolutely crucial for what this ship is designed to do. See, this isn't just some boat that slugs it out with other ships on the surface. No way. It's a true multi-role frigate. That means it's built to fight in 3 dimensions at once, against threats in the air, on the sea, and crucially, against submarines hiding in the deep. It's a complete 3-dimensional warrior. Okay, let's talk about the teeth. The firepower. The main punch comes from its BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles. Now, these aren't just any missiles. We're talking about some of the fastest cruise missiles on the planet. For the Tabar, this means it can reach out and touch an enemy from way, way over the horizon with absolutely devastating force. But you can't just be about offense, right? You've got to be able to take a punch. To defend itself from anything coming from the sky, we're talking fighter jets, drones, incoming missiles, the Tabar basically throws up this protective umbrella using its Still 1 surface-to-air missiles. This system makes the ship an incredibly difficult target to hit from the air. So what happens if something does get through that missile shield? What's the last line of defense? Well, that's where the AK-630 systems come in. Think of these as the ship's personal bodyguards. They're basically super fast-firing Gatling guns designed to shred anything, and I mean anything, that gets too close for comfort. And finally, we go deep. What about the silent hunters lurking beneath the waves? To deal with submarines, the Tabar is armed with torpedoes and these powerful RBU 6000 anti-submarine rocket launchers. This really completes the picture. It gives the ship the ability to hunt and fight threats in every single dimension. So there you have it. We've got the legend, and we've got the machine. But specs and stories are one thing. Let's talk about where the rubber meets the road. Or, where the hull meets the water. A warship's real story is written in its service record. And if you look at its history, this ship has been busy, really busy, ever since it entered service. But there's one year that truly put it on the map, 2008. The Tabar was sent to the Gulf of Aden, right into the heart of the fight against Somali piracy, which was a huge international crisis at the time.
And listen, it didn't just show up and fly the flag. It made global headlines. In November of that year, the Tabar tracked down, engaged, and destroyed a pirate mothership. That single event was a huge deal. It sent a crystal-clear message to pirates in the region and really showed the world that the Indian Navy had the reach and the resolve to protect those vital shipping lanes.
But it's not all about combat. Not at all. The INS Tabar is also a major player in what you might call naval diplomacy. It's constantly taking part in joint exercises with other major navies like Russia, France, the US, and Japan. This builds teamwork, makes sure everyone can work together if they need to. Plus, it sails around the world on goodwill visits, acting as a kind of floating ambassador for India wherever it goes.
And that really brings us full circle, back to where we began. It's pretty clear that the INS Tabar is so much more than just a pile of steel and high-tech weapons. It's this incredible fusion of an ancient, powerful myth and a very modern, very real mission. So let's redefine that word. What does Tawar really mean today? Well, it means being a guardian. In the same way the mythical axe carved out new land from the ocean, this ship carves out safety on the seas. It's a symbol of resilience, of having the decisive power to take action when needed. And just like in the legend, it represents new beginnings. In this case, for maritime security. I mean, from taking on pirates to building friendships with navies across the globe, this ship has already written some pretty incredible chapters in its logbook. It's built a formidable legacy. And that just leaves us with one final question, right? In this new era, with all the new challenges on the high seas, what legend is this warrior going to write next?